This is our new series, and it's really for a wide range of different audiences, entrepreneurs, owners, anything from that space. And it's really about the next thing that I was going to say to you was really looking at the greatest opportunity is for a service business, because they have a lot of interesting secrets and expertise and knowledge within a field that creates a ton of opportunity to build a product that can solve problems, that can scale. And it's really about changing the mindset within the organization to find those opportunities and then understand how they can be converted into scalable ideas and products. And that's really what our whole thing is about, is how do we find that stuff and how do we, evaluate it and vet it. And those are the types of things we're going to be going through. So I do have a couple. So this is going to be the white paper that we're going to be offering, or not white paper, we call it guidebook, that we're going to be offering with this series. So if you're following along with the videos that we're going to be putting out, we're really going to be talking through this guidebook, and it provides a lot. And so this is really what we've been talking about, is the beginning of this guidebook is all about the opportunity for businesses to scale and find new things, and really about reinventing, reimagining, and rethinking. And so the big thing that I want to get across with this video series and with the guidebook is that this can be a structured process, not only in the place of trying to figure out how they innovate, because I think a lot of companies, they get nervous and scared to try and do this because it can feel amorphous of, how do we just pick a product idea? How do we know that it'll actually be successful? Will it distract us from the business that's currently making a lot of money? And I actually think that we can take some logical steps through this process to answer those questions, to know what and how and why we should launch a product.
Yeah, and then part one of this episode, that's what I'm going to call it.
Part one.
We were talking about the excitement behind this, because I think it's exciting to have these ideas and think about them. And we've seen with some of our clients that the ideation process, while it's exciting, sometimes it's just the wheels are spinning because you're not actually making that progress that's necessary to actually launch it and make it a part of your business that you can then scale out. So what we're going to be going through is kind of the framework that you can build off of to take it from an idea to actually build it out into a reality.
Yeah, and I think people underestimate, you're in a service business, you're an expert what it takes to create a product. We have clients that we're helping in this spin out process. And I think that's one of the challenges is, we've got one that's been in the process of trying to spin out a product for 3 years, and they've really, lacked the traction because they may not know some of the details of the process and what they need to do the spin out. And that's where, this approach and mindset can really help people. For me, there's the thing that I want to talk about, I think that sets this up, is there's different ways to grow a business. I talk about horizontal versus vertical growth and market focus. And so what it really is about for me is market focus is the process of, if you've got an existing services business and you currently today don't have a narrowed focus of where you go after. And the example is often, let's think of an IT firm that is here in a city, our city. They offer a wide range of IT services. They offer to a wide group of people. And so they're thinking in their heads, how do we scale? Well, one of the models we've talked about and really applies to the brand strategy piece is narrowing your focus as a way to scale.
Yeah.
And that may seem counterintuitive to some people that don't know it or understand it, but the thought process is that if we can develop an expertise. So even within our market, and this kind of shows it, but the red dot is really being an IT service firm, but we find something unique, like maybe where we find out that for veterinarians, there's a unique opportunity to really understand their IT needs. They have special computer systems, special software, special phones, and all that stuff needs integrated. And we realize that for that narrow market, there is a specialization. The reason that strategy can work is now, instead of being a local IT company to anyone, you could look at narrowing in on veterinary, having a specialty, not only being able to have greater market share in your current region, but then because you've got that specialization, you can move out to new regions and develop more, you can have a better close rate because you're going into the market with that specialization. And so now you become, instead of the local IT company that has a small market share and a lot of competition, you really switch that model around and say, with our extreme focus, we can reduce competition, increase market share, and then do regional expansion.
And this is where companies see their prospects starting to seek them out once they develop that expertise. You're kind of seeing in your marketplaces, oh wow, these are the go-to guys in the veterinary space if we need, IT consultants or whatever.
We have to use them.
Yeah, they know this space. They're the experts. Let's find out, if they can do it for us.
So that's one model of scaling. The next one is really what I call kind of the horizontal growth. Assuming that we've already got, let's say we are the IT company for veterinary. One of the things that we can do with horizontal growth is really look at another focused market that's very similar. Maybe it's from veterinary to doctor's offices, or maybe it's from veterinary to something else in the pet space. And it's really looking at that horizontal growth. But that predicates that we're already narrow focused. You can't really do as much horizontal growth if you're so widespread. The other piece with horizontal growth could be services that you add on, that you're narrow in a market and you're currently doing IT, but maybe you start doing accounting for veterinary offices.
More offerings.
Yeah, so that's really horizontal growth. To me, the next one is really vertical growth, and this is actually where we're talking about Spinout. Is you're focused on a market already, but we're looking at expanding our offerings and especially specific to a product. And so horizontal growth, again, market focus, we're narrowing down as a strategy to expand. Horizontal growth, maybe we're taking our specialty and taking it into new verticals that we can leverage our uniqueness and expand horizontally. But then vertical growth is how do we take our specialty and expand either in the new services or new products that we can offer. And so that's where Spinout is really the concept, is we're looking at vertical growth. How do we take something where we've already got some sort of market specialization, or we're offering services and we're in a market, and how do we spin that out into a vertical growth approach?
Yeah, and so hopefully for some people, this is kind of a new concept, a new perspective that might be like, wow, I never even considered doing that. So we're hoping that's...
Yeah, and I mean, if you're sitting there as a business owner, I mean, I'm not saying the other methods of growing are bad. I really, you know me, I think in the brand strategy piece, that for us was kind of the discussion about that market focus growth, because I am a huge believer that businesses that are kind of a wide range of services to a wide audience, that's a hard business to grow and scale. And so I am a big believer in the market focus strategy. Horizontal growth is a different approach, and maybe someday we can talk about that. Right now, though, we've kind of, with our brand strategy series, already talked about market focus. Now Spinout's really talking about this vertical growth approach. And so one of the things we'll be talking about in this is really there are two opportunities that we look at when we're trying to do Spinout. You're either enhancing or evolving the service offerings that you have. The great example is an accounting firm that wants to create a product that can visualize your tax history or forecast with data and charts. So you're an accounting firm and you're saying to yourself, okay, how can we enhance what we're offering? And so what I could do is that instead of me right now with my accountant, I have to go and look at a bunch of papers to see what my tax history was. If all that was entered into a system and I could get some bars and graphs about how taxes have changed for me, and then even help me forecast into the future, that's a product that an accounting firm that has great expertise could put out to the marketplace that would enhance or evolve the offerings that they have.
Totally congruent with what they're already doing.
Exactly. It's vertical growth. They're adding something on. And for them, that could be an opportunity that they're either trying to differentiate themselves so that they can sell more of their accounting services, or even turn that product into something they sell their competitors and have a whole new market that they've got a white labeled service. So there's a lot of opportunity to enhance or evolve. The other one that we're looking at is automate or scale. So can we take something that we're doing and automate or scale it? The example there is a consulting company that's got a methodology, you know, and potentially they take that methodology and they leverage, you know, systematic rules and templates and forms to be able to take something that currently maybe they have to walk in a room and work with a client on, and they're automating the process and making it scalable so that, you know, 1,000 people can use it instead of one. And so typically those are the two models that we're really trying to look at for a spin-out. Is within a service business, can we either enhance or evolve what's going on, or can we automate and scale it?
And so the automating and scaling one is, you know, just it's interesting because for most service businesses that you're trading, you know, your service for dollars, and that's always hard to continually grow, right? And so this is kind of a exciting, cool idea, different mindset going into it.
Agreed. And so that really leads us into, that's the introduction. That's the first part. We've really talked about this. There's a huge opportunity for businesses to grow by looking at innovation and finding scale. You know, it's really geared towards a wide range of different people. We've got different models of growth, whether that's market focus, horizontal, vertical, which we're really focused on vertical. And then even within that, you want to look at two different models of either the enhance, evolve, or the automate, scale. And so that leads us into the next part of this, which we're going to be getting into. The next 10 episodes are 10 steps to building a successful product spin-out. And so each of the next 10 episodes, we're going to walk through steps of, you know, if you're sitting in a services business today, where do I get started? How do I move through the process? And then in a year from now, 2 years from now, how do I have a product that can scale way beyond my services business?
Yeah, so one of the entrepreneur's favorite hobbies is tossing ideas around, right? But this is actually going to give you some steps to actually make some progress and put some things into place to turn those ideas into actual real offerings.
Yeah, so should be pretty exciting. We've got a great series coming up. Please, if you can, watch live. We're doing this every Friday at 4 p.m. Watch live, add some comments, and we're happy to answer some questions. Definitely, we're going to have a page. We're going to have this guidebook available for download. It'll give you definitely, you know, some of the stuff in concrete format, but these shows, I think, we're going to be really diving in and giving people some awesome information. So check it all out, and I would say now is a good time. We got a whole week till the next first episode. Maybe it's time from binge watching Tony and Andy and our past brand strategy show, because that would be a great setup for just kind of how our approach works on different things, and obviously get a ton of value out of that whole series.
Everybody has weekend plans now.
I know. Binge watch the Tony and Andy brand strategy show. You know, you can see the progression of my beard through that show, which is always what people are most caring about, is how's my beard going. That's right. Went from shaved all the way to this, you know.
Well, we got those reviews that came in, and the majority of them were talking about Andy's beards.
I even got a couple of my fans send me combs, beard combs. So I started using those. Nice. Cool. Well, thank you everybody for watching us here today on our Friday show. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up over the next 11 episodes. It's going to be really fun. I think the topic is just awesome and fantastic. And if you're a business owner sitting in a service business, this is something that is a must watch, just because, man, think of the opportunities for how you could grow and scale your business. So.
Huge. So be sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you guys next week as we dive into that first step.
Awesome. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.
Take care.